Hey guys, Van here from Aquarium Farms, and today we will be discussing Malaysian Trumpet Snails or Melanoides Tuberculata, which is their scientific name. With Malaysian Trumpet Snails, a lot of people tend to hate them, but I think they are a very misunderstood type of snail. I'll be discussing why and when you should use them and why I think they are so fantastic. I will also add a list of pros and cons in the description below. The biggest problem with Malaysian trumpet snails is how fast they reproduce. They are a parthenogenesis species, which is just a fancy Greek term for being born from a virgin creation. The females don't need males and thus reproduce very fast. The young can be as small as a grain of beach sand and hide between the substrate and plants or float in the top of your tank. They generally have a lifespan of 1 to 2 years and they grow to about 2 to 3 centimeters long or 1 inch. Malaysian trumpet snails feed almost on all uneaten food from fish or shrimp, and they will snack on microalgae or biofilm. They are very hardy animals and can live in brackish water or water with a slightly lower pH, as well as a big variety of water temperatures. Just always remember that you should take good care of your pets and try to give them their preferred water conditions. For Malaysian trumpet snails, it's temperature of between 20 and 28 degrees Celsius and pH of around 6.4 to 7.5. My favorite part about Malaysian trumpet snails is that they aerate my substrate and do a fantastic job at breaking down unwanted food and rotten plants in my aquarium while still leaving my healthy plants alone. I mainly breed shrimp in pool filtration sand or black diamond blasting sand. The Malaysian trumpet snails bury themselves inside the sand and feed on the waste, thus stopping any dangerous chemical reactions that can form inside the substrate. These reactions cause bubbles full of dangerous gases that can escape into the water and wipe out your whole tank. Malaysian trumpet snails constantly stir the substrate, so these gases don't have enough time to build up, so you can avoid the pitfall of wiping out your whole tank. One other pitfall I would also like to mention is having too much substrate. People generally tend to have more than 3 centimeters of substrate or more than 1 inch. This is really not recommended, as it can cause toxins or gases to build up and wipe out your whole tank at a later stage. Always remember that less is more. Keep in mind that when you use Aquasoil or a heavy planter tank, you can certainly use more than 3 centimeters, as the plants and roots create a different environment compared to just normal pool filtration sand or diamond blasting sand that might only have 1 or 2 plants. Always just be careful to use Malaysian trumpet snails with Aquasoil. They tend to break down the granules to slush, leaving you with gunk rather than substrate, which in turn can also ruin your filter when it gets into it. This will take a long time though, but it did happen to me in one of my ADA Amazonia tanks. Now, if you really have a problem with Malaysian trumpet snails overpopulating your tank, you should feed less. The main reason is almost always overfeeding. Feeding your shrimp and fish less will definitely help, but it will take a long time for your Malaysian trumpet snails to reduce their numbers if you don't remove them manually. You can make a big dent in their numbers by removing them with long tweezers or with clean hands just after you put on the light, as they are more active during the dark and you'll be able to see more Malaysian trumpet snails out and about. Another thing you can do is to remove the floating young from the top of the water. The babies tend to float on top of the water, and removing them is very easy with a net. If this does not work for you, you can also use assassin snails. I'm not a big fan of assassin snails because feeding live Malaysian trumpet snails to another animal is just cruel in my opinion. I know it happens naturally in the wild, and although a lot of hobbyists do it this way, I'm just not comfortable doing it myself. The last thing I would like to mention is to be careful that the Malaysian trumpet snails do not enter your filter, as even a little one can cause damage to your filter propeller. And that's it for this video guys. My next video will be on feeding shrimp, how much you need to feed your shrimp, how often you need to feed your shrimp, and what you need to feed them. I really hope you guys learned something today, and as always, keep it shrimple.